There are 11 items sitting in your Walmart right now that the $14 billion emergency preparedness industry does not want you to know about. Not because they are dangerous, because they are cheap, they work, and they eliminate the need for expensive branded gear. None of them are in the camping aisle. None are marketed for emergencies. Every one has been used by military medics, disaster responders, and long-term preppers for decades. This is the list they never publish. 11. Pool Shock. A 1-pound bag of calcium hypochlorite pool shock at Walmart runs $5.97. That one bag will purify 10,000 gallons of drinking water. For context, a standard gravity water filter, the kind marketed specifically to preppers and survival enthusiasts, costs between $80 and $200 and filters a fraction of that volume before the filters need replacing. The reason Pool Shock is not on any official emergency list is simple. It has no margin for the companies selling emergency kits. The chemistry is not complicated. You dissolve 1 teaspoon into 2 gallons of water to make a stock solution. Then use 1 teaspoon of that solution per gallon of water to treat for drinking. It kills bacteria, viruses, and most pathogens within 30 minutes. It stores for up to 10 years in a sealed container. In the 12 Foods That Never Expire video, we covered water as the foundation of every stockpile. This is the cheapest water security you will ever buy. In the pool chemicals aisle for $6. 10. Petroleum jelly. A 13-ounce jar of Vaseline runs $3.47 at Walmart. It is one of the most versatile emergency items in the store and one of the least purchased by preppers who have not been told. It is a fire starter. A cotton ball coated in petroleum jelly burns for 3 to 4 minutes in wet conditions. It is a wound dressing. Applied to a clean wound, it creates an occlusive barrier that prevents infection and maintains moisture for healing. It is a thermal barrier. Applied to exposed skin, it prevents windburn, chapping, and heat loss. The companies selling $30 fire starter kits and $15 wound care kits are selling you separate products for what fits in one $3 jar. 9. 91% isopropyl alcohol. Walmart sells a 32-ounce bottle of 91% isopropyl alcohol for $2.97. This is not the 70% version next to it on the shelf. The difference is significant. 70% is the standard cleaning alcohol. 91% is a more effective antiseptic, evaporates faster, burns cleanly as an emergency fuel source, and disinfects against a broader range of pathogens. As a wound irrigant, it outperforms the diluted formulations in branded first aid kits. As a fire accelerant for wet kindling, it lights consistently. As a surface sanitizer during an illness outbreak, it works where the lower concentration fails. The branded wound care kits in the first aid aisle use diluted formulations in smaller volumes and charge 6 times the price. But what comes next is the item that appears on no prepper list I have ever seen. 8. Activated charcoal capsules. Activated charcoal capsules at Walmart run $7.88 for 100 capsules. They are sold in the digestive health aisle and marketed for gas and bloating. The medical application is entirely different. Activated charcoal is the primary emergency intervention for certain types of poisoning and toxic ingestion. It binds to toxins in the gastrointestinal tract before they are absorbed into the bloodstream. Poison control centers recommend it. Hospital emergency rooms stock it. In a grid-down scenario where medical access is disrupted, knowing that you have activated charcoal and knowing how to use it correctly is the difference between survival and death from accidental toxic ingestion, contaminated water, misidentified plants, improperly stored food. This is the item that every emergency physician would tell you to stockpile if they were not bound by liability concerns. 7. Generic loperamide. The generic version of Imodium at Walmart costs $5.44 for 24 tablets. In a crisis situation, severe diarrhea is not a discomfort. It is a life-threatening condition. Dehydration from acute gastrointestinal illness kills faster than the illness itself. Military medics have understood this for 60 years. In conflict zones and disaster areas, loperamide is a critical field medication. In commercial emergency kits, it almost never appears because it is cheap, generic, and does not photograph well next to a tactical flashlight. A 24-tablet blister pack for $5 manages an acute episode long enough for the body to stabilize and for oral hydration to take effect. This is the item the 13-item FEMA list we covered never mentioned, and it should have been first. 6. Non-iodized canning salt. A 4-pound bag of non-iodized canning and pickling salt runs $1.98 at Walmart. This is not the same as regular table salt, and the difference matters for long-term food storage. Regular iodized salt contains potassium iodide and anti-caking agents. Both interfere with fermentation and can cause discoloration and off flavors in preserved foods. Non-iodized canning salt is pure sodium chloride. It is the same compound in the 50-pound salt block from Tractor Supply that we covered in the previous video. But here at Walmart, it is accessible, shelf-stable, and costs under $2 for 4 pounds. If you are curing meat, fermenting vegetables, or building a preservation supply, this is the only salt that works correctly. But what comes next solves a problem nobody in the prepper community ever discusses. 5. Mylar space blankets. Emergency Mylar blankets at Walmart run $1.97 each. These are consistently dismissed as cheap gimmicks. That is a mistake. A Mylar space blanket retains up to 90% of body heat, weighs under 2 ounces, folds into a pocket, and has a reflective surface visible to aircraft at up to a mile in clear conditions. In a cold weather emergency, the presence or absence of one of these is measurable in hours of survival time. They also function as improvised water collection surfaces, fire reflectors to direct heat, and moisture barriers between the ground and a sleeping area. At $2, they represent the highest utility-to-cost ratio on this entire list. The emergency sleeping bag being sold next to them for $49 provides more comfort, but not significantly more survival value. 4. Unscented baby wipes. A pack of 80 unscented baby wipes costs $3.47 at Walmart. This is one of the items that U.S. military deployed units have used for decades as a primary hygiene solution without running water. Unscented is critical. Fragrance-added wipes contain alcohol and fragrance compounds that irritate open wounds and damage skin. Unscented wipes clean skin, clean wounds, manage surface sanitation, and control odor for extended periods. In any scenario lasting more than 72 hours without running water, personal hygiene becomes a direct health risk. Skin infections, wound contamination, and urinary tract infections are all preventable with basic hygiene maintained. This specific item, unscented, available in the baby aisle for $3.47, is the one military personnel reach for first. The prepper industry sells hygiene kits for $35. This is the same solution for less than $4. 3. Unscented liquid bleach. A 64-ounce bottle of unscented liquid bleach at 6% sodium hypochlorite costs $3.47 at Walmart. Scented bleach contains additives that make it unsafe for water treatment. Unscented 6% bleach is the EPA's officially recommended backup for emergency water purification. 8 drops per gallon of clear water. Stir, wait 30 minutes. It is also a broad-spectrum surface disinfectant effective against bacteria, viruses, and most foodborne pathogens. The companies selling branded emergency water purification tablets for $12 prefer you not know that the same function sits in the laundry aisle at Walmart for $3.47. This is your backup to the pool shock from item 11. Not a replacement, but at this price it makes sense to have both systems. 2. Paraffin wax. A box of household paraffin wax at Walmart runs $4.97 for 16 ounces. It is sold in the canning section and marketed for sealing jars. Preppers who know what they are doing buy it for 3 entirely different reasons. First, mixed with dryer lint and rolled into small bundles, it makes the most reliable waterproof fire starters you can manufacture at home. Each one burns 8 to 10 minutes and ignites in wet conditions where store-bought fire starters fail. Second, applied melted to metal tools, blades, and any bare metal surface, it prevents rust in long-term storage. Third, it is a supplemental fuel source for improvised oil lamps and candle systems. None of this is on the label. The camping industry sells fire starter cubes for $12 to $15 a box that are commercial versions of what costs $5 here. Make them yourself. Keep the difference. 1. Oral rehydration salt packets. Pedialyte powder packets at Walmart run $4.97 for a 6-pack of single-serving sachets. They are sold in the baby aisle, marketed for children with stomach bugs, and ignored by 99% of the prepper community. This is the most significant oversight on almost every prepper list in existence. Oral rehydration therapy is the World Health Organization's single most effective intervention for preventing death from dehydration, more effective than water alone, because the precise glucose to electrolyte ratio enables fluid absorption at 3 times the rate of plain water. Military medics carry it as a primary field intervention. Field hospitals use it before 4-access is available. In any scenario involving illness, heat exposure, extended physical labor, or limited water intake, this is what keeps people alive long enough to recover. $5. Baby aisle. Passed every time by everyone who does not know what they are looking at. The 11 items on this blacklist total $46.54. That is the same price as 1 mid-range emergency water filter, 1 branded first aid kit, or about a quarter of what a standard emergency food bucket costs. None of them are in the camping or emergency preparedness aisle. All of them have been in active use by the people who respond to actual disasters for decades. If you want the complete written breakdown, exact product names, aisle locations, and usage notes for the items that require dosing precision, that is in the free 1-page checklist linked below. The next video on this channel covers the one scenario where having this list and none of the standard gear is the correct call, and why the people who prep with expensive kits fail first. That one is already up. Build the list that actually works.